Well, what do you think about the concept of holding kids responsible for, or the parents responsible for the kids' crimes? Are you down with this plan? Because it's something that many townships are starting to look at, including Gloucester Township in New Jersey. They have passed an ordinance that will hold parents accountable if their kid causes a public disturbance. Now, the law is going to allow judges to order parental supervision after a first offense. Repeat cases could bring fines up to $2,000 or 90 days in jail. And the law is going to be targeting 28 different offenses, including loitering in groups, destruction of public property, associating with thieves, or simply lacking supervision could be an offense. And they say repeat offenders could trigger even harsher penalties. Now, the police are saying we're not trying to lock everybody up, but the problem that we have is these kids are running amok and they're doing all kinds of destruction because last year a festival they had there was disrupted by 500 unruly teens. The police wound up arresting 12, including 10 of them being juveniles. They say officers reported assaults and abuse, prompting officials to cancel this year's festival. Oh. And they said the kids show no respects and they will actually attack the cops as they're trying to arrest them.
Oh, my gosh.
And they said enough is enough. So they said clearly this isn't enough deterrent just arresting the kids, so we're going to come after the parents as well.
I think in this circumstance, it is 100% necessary. If these parents can't control the kids, then they need to feel the heat.
Parents that don't care as much, maybe they'll start caring a little bit more if they know it's going to hurt their pocketbook.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They were just saying, look, these kids are hanging out all hours of the night. And first of all, you just see them on the street and you're like, why aren't you home and why do you parents not seem to care? And they said, look, you need to take more accountability. Your kids need to be in at a certain time of night and you need to care where they are.
I told you about that bad kid in our neighborhood that the cops had to come out for the other day. His parents defending him, the grandparents. The parents aren't even involved. He lives with his grandparents and they're like, oh no, he would never do that. You guys are wrong. You guys are lying.
So the entire neighborhood is lying about this one kid's behavior. So the entire, well, what if you get video and show them video? They're going to say it's doctored?
And we are.
Yeah.
They do that. You'll see that on DUI body cam videos where someone will get pulled over. They call mommy or daddy. Mommy and daddy hadn't even seen nothing. Meanwhile, there's 11 cop cars there. They failed a breathalyzer. They're still defending their kid as if their kid is an angel. It's insane.
It is insane. But you know what? If that happens, then the cops need to start fining and holding the parents responsible because the parents aren't doing their job, and they're certainly not getting through to these kids that are fighting a cop. I can't imagine as a kid having the balls to try to fight a cop.
Now, what about a situation where the parents really are doing a good job and you're just raising a hellion? And sometimes that can happen where you are trying to do a great job as a parent and a kid just goes off the grid. Is that fair to the parents?
I think when you start punishing parents for the actions of the kids, it's going to get better.
It'll get better overall.
Overall, it will get better. And there will be innocent parents that are trying to do a good job that do get punished as well. But for the greater good, for this circumstance, absolutely you have to punish the parents.
Well, this is where hopefully you have good judges that can come in and they can see what is happening. And at that point with the parents and they say, hey, I can't afford the fines or I'm trying my best, then that's when you order the kid to basically a juvie center where they go and they say, okay, well, clearly you can't handle them. And maybe we'll let you off the hook on this. We won't give you a big fine, but you're going to lose your kid because clearly you're overwhelmed and you can't handle this. So unfortunately, the state's going to have to step in. They're going to have to raise your kid for you.
100%.
That's then what happens.
I think that's smart.
Yeah.
Does Kevin need to become a judge?
I got to go to law school first, I think.
I think he'd be a great judge.
Yeah.
He's very fair. He listens to both sides. It's kind of annoying how he doesn't even take my side all the time.
You would hope like all judges have that. You would hope.
Yeah, well,
Kevin is so fair and balanced.
But you're right. There's some judges that don't have that.
Well, I'm hearing from KBJ Nationers that are even in this neighborhood in Gloucester Township in New Jersey, and they're saying,
Really?
yeah, we're all for it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. People are reaching out to us from this neighborhood.
Yeah, and they just say it's gotten out of control here. And look, I think any town that's going through this, and well, look, for any town, I would just throw this on the books immediately. Even if you don't have those issues, it's nice to be able to have this, to say if your kid is out there and they're going to act a fool and do ridiculous things, like you said, just the concept of a teenager trying to attack a cop while they're making an arrest. That to me is just, well, I mean, look, that's amazingly dangerous. You're lucky if somebody survives that.
You're right.
That's the kind of stuff that happens where somebody easily gets killed.
Totally.
You know, so it just that's something we're going to have to step in, and we're going to have to, you know, help you guys out because you need a little bit.
Well, because then you go through the police part of it, but then you go, crap, mom and dad had to pay for this as well. They're going to be extra mad. You have to go through almost two.
Well, look, kids have got to face discipline. I think we got to realize that as what you're seeing in your neighborhood with the grandparents, unfortunately, some parents are not giving discipline. And what happens is it becomes all of our problems. And so I am all about parents having the freedom to parent their kids. But when they refuse to, then that's unfortunately when the state has to step in to protect us from these unruly kids. And 90% of people are all for this, that parents should be legally responsible for their kids' bad behavior.
The Honorable Judge Ralston has spoken.
That's right.
And I think we stand by, Your Honor.
Yeah, we
Ralston.
stand. We
Yeah.
stand. We salute him.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, to me, I think the only thing that's a shame is, in a sense, you got to get this on the books first. It should
Right.
just be an understood that in America, parents can be prosecuted as well for their kids' bad behavior. I know you could be sued, so let's do everything else.
Stop defending your bad kid.
Yeah.
We see that so much where the kid is a derelict and the parents are like, oh, no, not my little Johnny.
It was the sole reason why I got out of coaching baseball. It really was dealing with the parents. I love working with the kids, but yeah, you would see parents just absolutely make excuses for really, really entitled bad behavior.